Hello? Oh my god, Obi right away?
Obi, I know. Obi's going crazy. Here, come here, buddy. Come here. I'll get you out of the room. Come here. Come here. Come here.
Is the audio good for people on both ends? Just say yes or no.
Ask everybody and see how you're.
Because people, for some reason, will listen to a stream with audio issues for 5 hours and not say anything.
Yeah, Mid-Matt said audio was good. Coasted live on Twitch playing around.
One day when we do that, I'm going to make my audio be really quiet so that someone raises me up, and then I turn my mic to normal audio. And
yeah, there you go.
Blow out everyone.
Okay. Well, I guess we start with One Piece.
We can start with One Piece. I'm down.
So...
Bro, you gotta do some sort of intro for these, man.
Suck my balls. How about that? That's the intro. So we're gonna have the episodes are timestamped, so you'll be able to click ahead if you don't want to get spoiled on. We're all up to date, so just if you don't want to get spoiled on that, then
you just recently caught up, didn't you, Coast? Like literally yesterday.
Yeah.
No, today.
Oh, today.
Literally 4 hours ago.
Were you reading these last few chapters like on stream? Because that would have made for good content. Because
I don't great reaction bait. I like to enjoy it for myself. I feel like when I do that stuff, I'm expected to react in specific ways.
React better, bro.
Yeah, like
that's right. Yeah, exactly. I don't react better.
Yeah,
because there's definitely been a few things in One Piece where there's been a general reaction to some things, and in my head, I'm just like, yeah, I did not feel the exact way at all. Like I was actually probably the opposite.
That's
so.
I can most definitely relate with that. Where,
I feel like I gotta just not avoid that.
Dude,
I have to avoid that.
It's literally because of the influx of the Wano people that joined, and they're it's hyper shonen.
The Wano bandwagoners. That's 100% what it is. It's like there's people, and it's not. I say Wano bandwagoners because that happened to be like the story arc that was going on during COVID, but it literally was because of COVID. Is people were at home and they were like, "I'm finally going to give this series a chance. There's so many chapters. I'm doing nothing. I could sit at home anyway. Let's do it." And tons of people caught up, and a lot of people like wikied their way through the series. They like read story arcs, and they were
dude,
like,
that's shit's insane. That people do that? Yeah, no, I know, but people do it for everything.
Oh yeah. But then they went through it, and they got through the series, and they were like week to week loving Wano because they had never experienced a series week to week before and just assumed that was what it was going to be like. And for a lot of us that were, longtime fans of the series that have been reading for a long time, it was really clear like how certain things were being stalled out, or like the rate at which reveals were happening. Like if you're looking at what's going on right now, I mean, it's like night and day. This and Egghead, to be honest. I feel like both of these past two arcs have had so much like world building, but also were good kind of self-contained stories. All the Kuma flashback stuff and Egghead I thought was great. All the stuff that's going on right now in Elbaf with Loki is really good. So yeah, it's just strange. Also, Mid-Matt saying Roger himself told people to read the wiki, just tell the truth. No. What I told people to do was that if you are looking to catch up to the series quickly and you don't care about being part of the fandom and you just want to like catch up, then I don't care. Like read the wiki, it's fine. But if you're looking to actually have discussions and talk about like
and say things as if they're fact
or whatever. Right, exactly. Then no, if you're a wiki reader or you're a bandwagoner, no, you don't have the same value of opinion. But no, if you want to catch up quickly, like of course, I got no harm in that. Like
it's also the
enjoy the series as possible.
It's just the lack of like it would be much easier if also the people that did that when they're wrong, they would just be like, "Oh, okay, can you tell me what actually happened?" instead of getting defensive.
Or like, obviously, you've got the other spectrum of that too, of the people who, like, I live stream my reactions, and people will bring up things to me in the comments that like I definitely would not have realized upon like a first read. But I have to realize that like when I'm reading it, I'm reading alongside the official 3 days after most people have already read the scans, right? And even probably longer than that, because there's some people that exclusively read via text spoilers, which is crazy to me. I'm like, at that point, I'd rather you just wiki the series than just read.
That's another thing too. Like if I were to like stream any of that stuff too, there's tons of people who would read it before me, and then there's like this subset of people who like immediately after they're done reading a chapter, or this goes for like anything, like even Marvel movies and shit like that, they immediately go online and like look stuff up, and they find information that they would have never otherwise like found themselves.
Correct,
bro.
But
If you
they'll act like they found it immediately, like they were like, you missed this thing on the first read, this background character in this one scene that does this one thing, and he was from chapter 340.
Yeah, exactly.
And he was in you're like, what? Like,
There's
I know
a joke
damn
I've been
you did
doing.
not discover that.
There's a joke I've been doing where it's like, it's been so long since I did it. I'm gonna fuck it up. You know what? Let's move on.
Like a joke for one of your sets.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's insane.
Yeah, I do feel One Piece right now is extremely strong, though. I think Elbaf is
The last couple chapters have been insane.
in particular. Yeah.
Where do we start?
Where I'm just curious
I'll
from
start-
like
I'll
you're
start-
you're the one who just caught up.
I was gonna say everyone's been like glazing these chapters. I thought they were just like they weren't like extremely like mind blowing or anything like that to me. I thought they were good, but I like
The mural's pretty mind blowing.
was that
The mural is pretty mind blowing.
the mural?
Yeah.
What? Did you speed read too? What happened here?
What mural? Oh,
This is
yeah,
the chap
kid
with
paintings.
Frankie. Yes,
Oh,
yes.
yeah. That's okay. That was a while ago that I read that. Like,
Yeah,
I
we're just
only caught
talking
up
about Elbaf
the last
stuff.
10 chapters.
Yeah.
I thought for some reason, like, my brain was like, yeah, we're gonna talk about the chapters only I read in the past.
Oh.
Like,
Oh, sure. No.
That's
No.
why.
Elbaf. Yeah.
Yeah,
and-
Elbaf
and
as a
in
whole
that
school.
context, Elbaf has had a lot of cool stuff happen.
I really
I'm
like
a big
Loki.
fan of like Norse mythology, so like a lot of the I guess references or just like the designs of characters and stuff like that have been cool to see. Yeah, Loki's
sure.
pretty cool.
Harold's cool too. I thought he was gonna be not. I thought he was gonna be like a big piece of shit, to be honest.
I also fully thought we were not going to get like a flashback in this sense. Like, I didn't think we were going to go this far back. I thought, if anything,
This
we
is
would've
almost
gotten, like, how Loki killed his father, and that would have been it. Like,
Yeah, this is like all the way
went
back.
even further back, and it's like all the way back, because when you consider like the beginning of the flashback, right? They said it was like 108 years ago or something.
Yeah.
That's like around the time Kureha was a teenager. Like, that's how old.
It's all it's all the way back.
Yeah, right. So it's like it's way back.
Like it's pretty obvious once you really think about it, where it's like you're getting to the end of the entire story or setting up flashbacks to like really call back to like important events and shit. Like I fully expect with this flashback shit, like the next couple of chapters will cover what's that shit called? The Valley? What's that shit called?
Oh, God Valley.
God Valley?
Yeah, with Garp and Roger. Like I expect that shit to come up with Hazardin and Rocks. Like there's probably gonna be some shit where it's like an event happened and then there was like hidden information that isn't discovered until 600 chapters later when it's, you know, necessary for the current arc and like a current character in that arc. That's happened quite a few times, and I'm starting to notice where it's like it's very not tropey, but like
no, it is. You could be honest. Yeah, I mean,
it's
very
not tropey, but it's like he's starting to lean into that type of writing a lot recently.
Yeah. Like
I think it's just
stuff.
I think it's just because it's coming to a close finally. Like
that's right.
I think that's a big part of it, because I completely agree. I feel like that's the one aspect of the recent stuff with Egghead and with this where it's like, ooh, I kind of wish everyone wasn't related to everybody and that, like, you know, this person was destined for this thing. But I do feel like where the story is going, at least now, with like the confirmation that Rox was Blackbeard's father, and, you know, assuming we're going to get something else with God Valley, like I disagree with you saying like you think we're going to get more of that right now. I almost feel like, based on how God Valley's been parsed out, that we're not going to get the full final story of God Valley until Final War. Because I really think like the way they ended that last chapter with the tableau of the Rocks pirate Jolly Roger almost leads me to believe that because Harudin didn't go with them, right, and Rocks went to like form his crew, that we're going to jump back to Elbaf at this point and get more of the Elbaf stuff. And that this right here was just like our little tease of rocks, our little bit of information before we get like the actual final reveal of what happened. You know what I mean?
I think it would be like smart for them to do God Valley and like Rocky Port as movies.
I would personally love that, but I think there would be a lot of
people. Is Rocky Port again?
So with Law and Blackbeard.
That was with Law, Blackbeard, and Kobe. So essentially, how Kobe raised through the ranks, Blackbeard, and like the whole thing with Law then becoming a Shichibukai. It was because of the Rocky Port incident.
Dude, when I was reading the chapters today, and it was showing Rox's crew, and I'm like, dude, there's Whitebeard and shit. And then there was another guy that looked familiar.
Shiki.
Which one?
So Shiki's from Strong World. Shiki's the bad guy from Strong World, the movie, the Golden Lion. And then there's Whitebeard, there's Stussy, obviously, who Miss Bucking, who's Weevil's mom, right? But younger.
Gil Baster's canon.
And the three other dudes that were in that most recent chapter in that spread, one of them, actually two of them, were seen as corpses in Thriller Bark, actually. Yeah. So and actually there was another Rocks pirate that was brought up earlier, Silver Axe, like back during the Wano.
He's kind of a bum.
That he was also in
wait, was he?
Park as exotic.
I thought it was just Elephant Legs and Baster.
No, because the Wang Ji, who's like the fat dude with like the chins, that you see,
he's
that's
the
like
smuggler.
The full lead. He's the dude that Blackbeard took out to take over Full Lead. His name is the same. Is like whatever he went by in this chapter is actually the same as the guy,
the slimy looking guy, right?
Weird. Right, exactly. The guy that looks like he's Caribou's dad.
Yeah, with the tongue. Yeah.
Right. So he's
the smuggler's the other guy with the sunglasses.
The other guy, right? And the other guy with the sunglasses and the dude with the gauntlets. They're both very clearly corpses in Thriller Bark. If you go back to like the chapters in Thriller Bark, they're there. And people are kind of already on the lookout for that because Silver, who was brought up in the Wano flashback with the Rocks Pirates, like post their formation, he was also a corpse in Thriller Bark. So the assumption is that, they mention at one point that, multiple times throughout the story, that God Valley was like wiped from history, right? That it just up and vanished. Mm-hmm. And we know that Thriller Bark was previously an island somewhere on the Grand Line that like disappeared. And so the assumption is that Moria and the other people that were in Thriller Bark essentially made God Valley mobile. And that was the deal that Moria made with the government to become a Shichibukai, was that he basically was like the overseer of God Valley, keeping it out of the history of the world. And that God Valley is actually just Thriller Bark, which is why all the corpses of the Rocks Pirates are there. It's why we got the stuff with Ryuma there as well, because we know Ryuma journeyed after his stuff with Wano somewhere. Like there's all these other things that tie to God Valley and Thriller Bark. And Moria, obviously, we saw with Blackbeard on Full Lead Island when he was searching for Absalom after Absalom gets killed and Shiyu gets his Devil Fruit power. So the assumption is like Blackbeard knows about the history of God Valley and like knows about a lot of this stuff and purposely was going after Moria and his crew so that he could essentially amass the corpses of his father's old crew, which is kind of neat.
Yeah, I just found it cool that because I didn't even know, for some reason, I didn't know that Ryuma from the one shot.
Oh, yeah, is the same one that Zoro fights.
Yeah, I didn't know he was a thing. And now this guy from the other one shot is a canon.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Reading through the latest couple of chapters I was behind on, I came up with a new hot take. It may not even be a hot take, but it's a take. I am struggling to keep up with names now.
Oh yeah, I mean, but that's been a problem for a while.
Like, with all the new ones, I'm fine with the old stuff, but like, I get some of the demon dudes. I don't even know what they're called for some reason right now.
Dude, I was like,
dudes. The Domi Reversi giants.
Yeah.
Or do you mean the Nightmare Cryptids from Killingham?
No. I know. No. It's the giant. Like, I didn't know if those had a name. Yeah.
No. They're just Domi Reversi giants. Yeah.
Okay.
Domi Reversi is like the name of the.
There was one section They introduce some characters that like are on Elbath. I'm like, okay, yeah. And then there was the section where Killingham's like, I think it was Killingham, where it was like, there's these 9 children I'm gonna kill. I'm gonna announce them.
Here's all their names. Yeah,
like, who's gonna fucking actually like remember that? Like,
to be fair, there are people that do, and that like that's their entire life. But that was the huge problem I thought with Wano, right? That like Wano introduced so many new characters. Like if you think about where we were when we started that story arc to like where we ended, we had all the introduction of all those Yakuza that ended up doing nothing.
Yeah.
You had all 7 of the samurai. You had the numbers. They hyped up the numbers. You probably don't even remember who the numbers were. Like the giant creatures from Punk Hazard that like Kaido had that were the weird giant amalgamation things. Like you had the numbers, you had the gifters, you had the pleasures, you had like all these other factions. The Fukurokuju and all of the weird like
Wano got crazy.
Ninjas. Bro, it was so much that was packed in there. And like none of it was relevant by the end of the story, which is like at least what's going on with Egghead and like with Elbath is like Egghead, you do need to, and the Toby Roppo. Thank you very much, Gyro, bringing that up. Yeah, exactly. Toby Roppo in Wano too. Whereas like in Egghead, you got essentially the other versions of Vegapunk, right? You got the characters from Kuma's flashback, and then you got the Vice Admirals that showed up. And that was it. You didn't get any other like unnecessary stupid new characters being introduced. It was that. Everyone else was like coming back from previous arcs. And to be fair, that's mostly what Elbath has done as well too, because you're getting like the names of the giants that live there that are directly related to the story. So like the librarian and like the people that are working with Saul and like the new giant pirates. But realistically, he's not throwing nearly as much in this arc as he was in previous arcs.
And the stuff that's
in the flashback. Yeah.
Go
ahead, Jeff.
I was gonna say the flashback, but also a lot of the stuff he's introducing are like bad guys, and they could potentially also just be disposable at some point and not have to be remembered constantly.
Whereas I feel like the characters that he's introducing that are bad guys in Elbath, like the God Knights are obviously important. Like we do kind of need to know their names. Or like obviously the characters being introduced in the past right now, all the stuff with the Rocks Pirates and all the stuff with Harold's family, like again, that's important to the core story. But beyond that, I feel like if this was 5 years ago and we would have gotten to Elbath, it would have been like, here's all 9 of the children, and here are all of their exact parents, and here's their parents' jobs in Elbath, and this is what and thankfully we didn't get that much setup. I feel like even with the Lego stuff in the beginning, where we had like the Lego fort inside Rhodes' house that they thought was Elbath when they first landed. Yeah. I feel like even that we were in and out of in like 3 chapters, right?
Yeah,
like
I forgot about that shit too.
It wasn't something where it was like, here's a whole 25 chapters dedicated to us in this prison that we need to escape. It's like he at least kept it relatively concise, which I appreciated.
You go.
I really like the Moo stuff that's happening right now.
Oh, 100%. All the stuff with Emu?
That shit is peak.
Yeah.
It was interesting that Emu seemed like, well, obviously the fact that he got there by himself, but like he seemed very uncomfortable with rocks in comparison to other people infiltrating.
Because he just straight up showed up in the throne room.
Yeah, and then he posed up.
Page where it was, when I forgot who got turned into a demon first. Was it Bragi that got turned into a demon first?
Yeah.
When Bragi got turned into a demon and they did the flip thing and then it cuts to the shogi thing.
Yeah, the shogi board. Yeah.
Oh my god, I loved that. I was like, that's fucking peak.
Well, the crazy thing is that's how the power works, right? With Othello and with the Domi Reversi, is that like when you have the 2 white points on either side and then like the 4 black circles in the middle, right? Like if you flip, and vice versa, obviously too, if you have like a line of another color, it takes the entire other color. So anyone caught in the in-between basically gets turned. And the idea is that, if Emu is this, horrible evil being that can turn people, and Nika is this god of liberation, the assumption is like the white pieces on the board to flip people back is going to be related in some way to like Luffy. Right. Like that's in some way going to be related to whatever Luffy's power jump is going to be.
I did not think about that.
Yeah. It's like he's going to liberate them, using his own reversey technique, but it'll be like flipping the board essentially. And so you're going to have essentially, especially because this was set up with Bonnie at the end of Egghead, where like, remember Bonnie did the future where it was like the future where I can be like Nika, and she basically went Gear 5 temporarily. Is that potentially there will be something, because Bonnie is also still an Elbaf, which is important, is that there will maybe be something with Bonnie's power and with Luffy's combined, where they could basically make like 2 white pieces on either side of the demons and then flip the giants back to normal and basically play their own game of reversey to like knock Emu out of here. But there's a lot of cool potential with their powers.
But like, still, I feel like Loki's got to do something, and maybe he could be involved with that. I don't know.
Well, Loki, you straight up see on the mural. I think that's the other cool thing is like those children's drawings showing what happened in the past directly correlate to like what we presume is going to happen in the future. Because we already know the Grand Fleet's going to do something, because that was teased at the end of Dressrosa, that like the Grand Fleet's going to do something major, but that's a story for another day. So that's all those other ships that are showing up there. We see literally Nika there next to a giant warrior that looks exactly like Loki. You've got the creature that's on like the top right of the left side of the mural that looks like Yamato's beast form. And Yamato's probably going to bring, because we've got the cover story going on right now, the 37-page cover story that's been going nonstop that's amounted to nothing, which I'm assuming is going to be Yamato getting Pluton in Old Wano country and like bringing that into Final War. And then of course all the revolutionaries. So the way that's being set up is it's pretty clearly telegraphing, I think, what's going to happen for the end of the arc.
I'm kind of worried about what they're gonna like or how they're gonna handle Blackbeard's crew, because I feel like they're kind of falling behind in terms of just power, and I don't want them to just get Naruto-esque power boost before the final fight.
I feel like there's some hints that have been sprinkled around like everywhere. Like they teased that there was that special fucking devil fruit in the palace in
right.
I think it was
right.
Palace.
Yeah.
And Elbaf, and then fucking oh my god, I'm forgetting. Dude, I'm like, this is my problem with this fucking manga, man.
The series, there's so much. Yeah.
I'm blanking on their.
If I could fill you in, essentially, you're talking about the sun god devil fruit that's in the palace that Loki believes to be the sun god fruit, which is actually Luffy's fruit.
Yeah.
So that Loki, essentially, we don't know what Loki's devil fruit power is yet, because he's been, sea stone chained up to that tree in the underworld. But my assumption is when we get back to Loki's story within this flashback, we're going to see him obviously killing his father, who will probably have been Domi reversied by Emu. I'm sure the whole thing is like that, Jarl and Loki got there, and all the giants, Harold and all his crew, all the other giants that were in the throne room probably got turned into demons by Emu as punishment for not going with the world government and not aligning themselves with them after finding out the stuff from this conversation with Rox. And that Loki is then going to have to kill his own father because he doesn't want him, he doesn't know any other way to save him. And then Jarl, he has the sword of Harold stuck in his helmet. So the assumption is Jarl and Loki are the only two that really know the truth about what happened that day. And we also still don't know the person that was on the Den Mushi with Loki, who was talking to him, that Mosa. But they focused a lot on Harudin's mother in this flashback, and we know the giants live a long time. So what a lot of people are assuming, considering like how she wanted Harudin to get along with Loki, is that Mosa, like the long-haired Den Mushi, is actually Harudin's mother, who's been like secretly communicating with Loki and acting sort of like as a surrogate mother.
Okay.
But the other weird thing with the stuff going on right now in the story, and like you were talking about with the sun god devil fruit that Loki probably ate, right? We don't know what they believe Nika's power set to be, right? Like Kuma believed that he had these rubber powers and all this kind of stuff that was passed down through the legend, but like we don't know what Elbaf's version of that legend is. And so the thing that I always thought would make a lot of sense is that when we first meet Harudin in Dressrosa, he says that he wants Ace's devil fruit to be able to help his homeland, which is Elbaf, right? And that he wants to be able to fight whoever the the evil is in his homeland at that point, which we now know he was referring to Loki at that time. Loki believes himself to have some type of sun god fruit, which if you had the power of the sun, right? If you were literally able to control the sun, that would mean you would have some variant of a fire fruit. Meaning that Haruden probably believed when he went to Dressrosa and he found out that Ace's fruit was going to be up there, he was probably like, oh, a fire fruit. I have something that could potentially, work against my brother, right? That we can at least fight on an even playing field. So that's why he wanted that fruit so badly back in Dressrosa. So I think when we find out Loki's actual devil fruit power, it's probably going to be something related to like the actual sun, some type of like variant of the fire fruit.
You can just turn the sun off.
That'd be crazy. Could you imagine?
I mean, that would help with like the play of the underworld and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, I think turning the sun off is something that's worth chaining him up like that forever for.
Oh, 100%. That'd be horrifying.
Yeah, that's also very trickster-esque as well.
Yep. And that's the other thing.
Or making the sun grow or other things.
Yeah, right. Something related to the sun, though, I think is smart. And considering like Nika is the sun god, that could also be the way that like the Domi Reversi gets reversied, right? Is that potentially Luffy works with Loki and they both use their powers in tandem to do something that can then flip everyone back to normal. So yeah, but there's a lot of cool potential with Loki.
There's so much stuff going on. Like
so much, yeah.
Scopper finally showing off what he can do, killing or incapacitating immortal people at least.
Yeah. That whole thing is so interesting too, though, with like how Scopper's hockey managed to affect them. Because there's a really, really good theory video that was put out there a couple months ago when that chapter first came out by another one of my fellow One Piece YouTubers. His name's Mr. Morge. And his theory video was essentially about that, because we know that he's able to damage the Celestial Dragons, right? Like when he fights the God Knights and the Celestial Dragons, he slashes and it stops them from regenerating. It doesn't kill them, but it stops the regeneration. Mm-hmm. And so the idea behind this power, because this is kind of one of the only things left in the story that's left unexplained, is the Black Blades, right? Like with Mihawk and with some of the swords.
Yeah, like how they can become permanent.
Right. How do you turn a sword into a black blade? And the assumption would be that, considering like armament hockey is when your arm gets coated in black and stuff, is that you can essentially infuse your hockey permanently into another object. And so the idea behind Scopper's power is that it's like basically permanent hockey infusion into a wound, right? So like to stop the regeneration power of whatever devil fruit or however they're able to like regrow their limbs as quickly as they are, he's within his attacks essentially infusing their bodies with his own hockey to stop them from regenerating. And that's the power that he's going to teach either Zoro or Sanji or Luffy or whoever to be able to actually counteract
Zoro,
these people.
Just off of the interaction they had.
Yeah, based off that little interaction they just had, absolutely. Yeah.
Then there's like, isn't Gunko and Brooks related?
Yeah, so Gunko was the child of the family that Brooke was the bodyguard for in the past that we heard like lots of stuff about way back in the day. And the timeline again lines up for that when you think about like how long ago Gunko was turned, because we even see in this rock flashback Gunko kneeling before Imu, right? And that once you're turned, the assumption is that you can remain that age forever, that you don't age, which would then explain like the Gorosei and like how they were able to live so long. And that explains, some of these other members of the Celestial Dragons and how long they've lived as well. So I feel like, Gunko, when she turned, was probably not soon, not that long before when we see her in the Rocks flashback. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like she's probably only freshly turned by that point, meaning she's been at that age pretty much since that point of the flashback, which would also line up with like Brooke leaving and being with the Rumbar Pirates and sailing the seas for all those years alone. So yeah, he's doing a lot of smart stuff with this flashback that's quickly wrapping up in a succinct and believable way a lot of other like things that have been lingering questions in the story for like 20 years.
What's a realistic thing they could do in the story that would make you really angry?
Bring Ace completely back to life.
Somehow? How would that happen?
Yeah. I don't know, but that would be one of the few.
Is that realistic?
Unfortunately, I do think there's a non-zero chance that could happen. Yeah. I
get. Oh yeah, maybe he'll come back bad.
I guess a zombie or like if Blackbeard, because we know Blackbeard was the one that fought Ace, right? And
yeah.
We now know that Moria's with Blackbeard, and Blackbeard's either controlling him or whatever. I would not put it past them to be like, we're going to go to Whitebeard's grave and we're going to have a corpse of Whitebeard and a corpse of Ace. And
Ace Seraphim.
like zombies. Right, because they could, yeah, exactly, an Ace Seraphim or something. And I could see them doing something like that, where like it's not a full-on revival where they're like fully back to life, but it's something along the lines of like the zombie ninja at the end of the war in Naruto. Where like there were all those ninja that were coming back to life, and it was like their corpses being animated with jutsu or whatever.
Yeah, it's like Zabuza.
See something like that. Yeah, I could totally see something like that in Final War, where like Whitebeard and Ace's graves are plundered and they turn them into a zombie, or like Kaido and Big Mom, if they happen to actually be dead, or like fossilized in Wano in the lava or whatever, like bringing them back. But that would be something that would make me mad. Yeah.
Have any people with the D been zombified?
Not to our knowledge.
Because I wonder if like their will won't allow it.
Ryuma, yeah, there's a theory that Ryuma was one of the people of the Will of D, but that obviously has not been proven in the story, and so I don't think you should read into that too much. But I don't think anyone confirmed D has been turned into a zombie at this point.
Yeah, they might just be not able to.
Yeah, maybe.
Man, I'm hoping we find that out soon, because at this point it's like I'm starting to not care anymore.
about what?
The Will of D.
Oh, I mean, we kind of know that already, though.
What?
That was kind of explained in Egghead.
I guess.
Like it was cut out a little bit, but the Will of D essentially derives from the people from the Void Century, right? And their will being passed on. And that the D is literally a pictogram for a half sun. It's the rising of the new dawn. Yeah. And now we don't know like the extent of which, like does the D stand for dawn, or does the D stand for, dreams or whatever? We don't know that 100%. But we know that it does have something to do, obviously, with the people of the Ancient Kingdom and their wills being passed on, and people that were important to history that stood as enemies against Mu, way back in the day. So we do kind of know that.
Yeah.
A little bit.
What I know is that after finally catching up on these past few chapters, when I saw Luffy ask Loki to be part of his crew, I was like, I need that to happen. I actually need that to happen.
The problem is that that's happened now so frequently that I don't even want to like.
I think getting a giant on his crew makes sense. I don't know why. It's just
the only problem
is
that,
because
right, is that it's late game.
A huge prominence of giants in the story for so long.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Fishman, like even though it's like it's a very different type of crew member compared to everyone else that's been on his crew. Like, I feel like
a giant would be sick. I would love that. Yeah.
I feel like there'd be some way to make it happen.
Well, there's a very easy. There's a simple way to make it happen. Yeah. I mean, the way they do it is that because if you look at the Thousand Sunny on like a size chart versus the other ships in One Piece, like the other big Yonko ships, it's dwarfed by like Big Mom's ship or Kaido's ship or like Dragon's ship. I mean, the Thousand Sunny is a huge ship. I think it's bigger than the Colossal Titan and Attack on Titan is scale wise. But compared to some of the other ships that are in the series, it's still significantly smaller. So the thing that people have brought up is that Biblio, that the bird that's in the library that can grow things, is essentially that Biblio is going to use the power at the end of the arc to grow the Thousand Sunny to be big enough to house Loki.
Okay.
And that's how Loki can get off. And that's how when they roll up during Final War, the Thousand Sunny and like the Grand Fleet underneath actually look menacing the same way the Moby Dick did when they pulled up to Marineford. It's because now the Sunny will actually be enormous.
Having a Loki out of every giant especially makes the Final War much easier.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it also... It's tough because Yamato was being set up to join in so many different ways, more so than any other character ever.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Right? There was merchandise at the anniversary where it was all the Straw Hats and Yamato. There were like TV specials. They announced the voice actor in like a giant ceremony, which they never do for anyone other than the Straw Hats. You had the character straight up saying, I'm going to join the Straw Hats. And then they kind of just went nowhere with that story. And it was like, no, Yamato's actually going to stay behind. And after that point, I was kind of like, I'm not investing anything into this, like who's going to be the next Straw Hat thing, because realistically, this late in the game, it kind of doesn't even matter. You know what I mean? Like Jinbei,
when the next arc is literally going to wrap up the entire
story. Well, literally, because
probably.
This arc ends, and we know already from the way the story is laid out, this arc is going to go directly into Final War, which is the last big clash where they take down the world government. And then the only arc left after that is Laugh Tale. So if you have a character join the crew before the final conflict of the series, it doesn't hit the same way as like, you know, Jinbei joining or any of the other characters that joined previously. And realistically, even Jinbei kind of joined pre-time skip, right? Like he was asked to join in Fishman Island, which was the first.
He's always around.
Formally, yeah.
But he was, I mean, he was around since like Impel Down.
Whenever they needed him, he was there.
And realistically, look, like we had Yamato, we had Carrot, we had even the characters before the Grand Fleet. We had like Bartolomeo, we had Rebecca. There were all these characters that were set up throughout the course of the story arcs post time skip that just never ended up joining. And you think about like what that could have, like having a mink on the crew would have been cool with Carrot, you know, where then it would have been like another animal to pair with Chopper, and like the whole thing with Pedro carrying on Pedro's will and Carrot. And then that story kind of went nowhere, right? Carrot just like left quietly at the end of Wano Country, and that was that. Or like even with Kinemon and Momonosuke, right? When they first join up, and they're essentially like, you know, they're like Vivi tier throughout most of Dressrosa and Zoe going into Wano Country, where they're traveling, but they're not essentially Straw Hats. And Vivi technically is considered a Straw Hat by Oda. So if anyone, and we know that like the newspaper at the beginning of Elbaf had that hidden message with the X on Luffy's Gear 5.
She's definitely coming back.
Yeah, so she's for sure coming back. So 100%. I think if anyone's going to be like the quote unquote final Straw Hat, it'll be Vivi. You know?
Yeah. Okay, hear me out for a second, okay?
Yeah, let's hear it.
So when I was reading this shit, I was like, I might be cooking here a little bit. Okay. Remember that shit? I don't even know if it got corrected in any way or what, like it was mistranslated or whatever. But that shit where Oda was like, when you see a character with an eye patch, you know, like it's about to be over.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Hear me out. The last few chapters with Loki, there was a lot of emphasis on his eyes. And right now he has just that big like bandage over both of his eyes.
Yep.
Do you think maybe some point in Elbaf there will be some shit where it's like in resolution with this arc that he will maybe get an eye patch at the end to signify the last arc is coming out?
I think you're kind of cooking because they have been doing a lot of emphasis with the eyes. The only thing is that I feel very strongly the character with the eye patch is going to be Joy Boy. Like the actual Joy Boy that we saw in the flashback. That's the only thing working against it. Because like for me, and that's only because that's such an important character that we still haven't seen. And obviously Emu, we always see both their eyes.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
There's not going to be an eye patch there. But Joy Boy, we have not even seen a face. We haven't even seen anything beyond like his silhouette. And so I feel like he will probably be the eye patch character. But I kind of love the idea that like in the fight that we're going to see very, very soon between Harold, potentially like Domi Reversied against like Loki and Jarl. We know Jarl had the sword stuck in his helmet, right? But I almost wonder if they're going to do something where like one of Loki's eyes gets blinded during that fight. Like Harold, you know, or one of the other giants or something actually stabs him in the eye. Because that would actually be sick if they take the bandage off and then you see what
they said with his eyes in the flashbacks. Like they were just like, they tried throwing him off a cliff and then him crawling back up was funny
as a baby.
Yeah, and then there was the other, I forget when he came back, they said to do something about his eyes or something, and I don't think they actually showed what they did.
No, they don't. They don't show it.
So I don't know if they actually removed his eyes or if like it's just some shit where whatever they tried to do didn't affect him because of his whatever powers he might have. Like
I think it's going to be something like he gets blocked. Like I said, if your theory is right that like he has an eye patch, I think we're going to discover that he was blinded in the fight with Harold, and that when they unwrap his because this, at least in my opinion, I think when this flashback ends, right, and we have Loki joining up with Harudin and with Luffy and everything, and they go up to the upper layer of the tree and they actually finish this fight at the end of Elbaf. I feel like just in the same way that like we just came out of the Kuma flashback in the anime, where like the flashback ends with that line from Kuma to Bonnie saying happy 10th birthday, and it's like we cut then back to modern day Bonnie crying, like remembering everything that Kuma said. I feel like this flashback of Loki's, of him explaining what happened back in the day to Haruden and to Luffy, is going to cut back to Loki like removing his bandages, and you're going to see his eyes, and now we actually get into the fight. I feel like that's going to be the image, right? Like taking us out of this flashback into modern day. So I think whether or not his eyes were removed or he's going to get an eye patch or something, I feel like that you're going to find out very soon, because I think the image of Loki, adult, current, modern day Loki, without the bandages on his eyes, is going to be the end of this flashback. That you're going to see Loki's eyes match with the current day eyes, and they go.
I also think after this flashback, it's definitely going to ramp up in like stakes. Like it's definitely going to pick up a lot after this flashback.
Well, realistically, knowing what's going on in Elbaf right now, with the kids being controlled and with Emu being there and all this other stuff, I think the actual story of Elbaf, it has mostly been told through the flashback of Loki, right? With like Haruden and the history of Elbaf and a lot of this stuff. So really kind of all they need to do is have the fight with the celestial dragons that are there and save the kids, right? Like there's not really much more in terms of there could be like a curveball with some shit, like where the flashback will reveal this crazy twist, which usually does happen. You know the whole time dilation thing, right?
Yeah, in Elbaf.
So they mentioned right at the very beginning of this arc that like pay attention to how much time you're spending in Elbaf, because you can very easily lose yourself in terms of like how much time you spend there, and how the giants have the whole thing where they live significantly longer, and like 5 years to them is essentially like 40 years for us. Like there's a lot of stuff that's been brought up with like time dilation in Elbaf. And even when Shamrock leaves Elbaf, right, from the time that Shamrock leaves and he abysses back to Marijoa, you get that line from, I think it's Summers or Killingham or one of them, that are getting the report from Marijoa that the Celestial Dragons and the God Knights are currently fighting with the revolutionaries. So literally the revolutionaries right now in the story, right now, are already in Marijoa fighting Final War. They're already fighting them. So that when we get out of Elbaf, when we actually leave Elbaf and we get into it, we'll already be mid-conflict at Marijoa. The revolutionaries will have already been fighting with them for like days. And for us, it will have only seemed like, 1 day or a day and a half or something. But it will have actually been like a week for them.
I did not remember that, so.
Yeah. So I think you're totally right that like the way things are going to ramp up, you're going to have the fights with the Celestials. You're going to have finally people understanding that Loki wasn't bad. You're going to have, whatever.
There's also just
those books from O'Hara, the mural.
There's a casual throwaway mention of Davy Jones.
Right. Well, I don't think that's casual. I think that's meant to be like, hey, this is important. Remember this.
Yeah.
Because I think that'll probably be related to Joy Boy. I feel like the same way that like Joy Boy has been passed down through generations, there've been different Joy Boys, right? There was Nika, then there was the Joy Boy that we know of that was from the Poneglyphs, and then we have Luffy, obviously. I think in the same way, Davy Jones sort of passes through the generations with like Blackbeard and Rox, and then before Rox, obviously the original Davy Jones. Because they say specifically he's like a devout follower of Davy Jones. And they brought back the Davy back fight, which I thought was awesome. That like, hey, remember this thing that people said was filler and that was skippable? Yeah, actually, very important.
I was hoping that was just going to be like his entire thing, and it kind of is. So I was
he was doing boxing matches by himself. He was doing
on kick.
Right. So I think once you find out more about Davy Jones, I think that'll be. because we also know there's something weird going on with Blackbeard's body, right? Why he could have multiple devil fruits. We know Rock specifically tells Emu, I will be back, right? Like, I'll be back. Count on it. I'll be back. I feel like we're going to totally get a shot in Final War with like Blackbeard pulling up in the flower room for Emu and being like, I told you I'd be back. And you're like, what the hell does this mean? And somehow, you know, he's got like the will of Rocks passed down through his devil fruit or something, you know?
Yeah. Well, like there's a lot of weird stuff with Blackbeard still we don't know. Like he never the no sleeping thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love the idea that the person that gave the immortality surgery to Emu, like, because we know that Emus live for like forever, right? So the assumption is that Emu was given it at some point. I love the idea that the person prior gave Emu the immortality surgery, and that actually the person that we're going to see at the end of this flashback have the op fruit was actually Rocks. Because you see Rocks like slashing the mountains in the same way that Law cut up Punk Hazard. And you see like a lot of other stuff too with like the idea of his personality and his will sort of like living on through somebody else. Mm-hmm. Who's to say that he did not implant his heart into his son? And that the reason why Blackbeard never sleeps is because he's got two souls within his body. And that's how they're able to have two devil fruits. So like somehow he implanted his heart into his own son. And even though his corpse died the day of God Valley or whatever, you know, when we find that out, that somehow Blackbeard has two people living within him, himself and also his father. And so that, because there's also that whole thing with like devil fruits where the soul of the fruit, if it's a mythical zone, can sometimes take over the user if the user's will isn't strong enough, which is like why you have those weird, the awakened zones in Impel Down that are like, they got the weird little buggy eyes and they're just like zombie people essentially. They're like these weird, like mindless little animal things. Meanwhile, like Lucci's able to utilize all his powers and Luffy's able to utilize all his powers. And you see that little like awakening thing around them. I like the idea that like, you know, Blackbeard maybe was going after the darkness fruit, knowing that it was also not actually just the darkness fruit, that it was maybe like a mythical zone.
That would also be like a good explanation, or not an explanation, but a good tool to help buff Blackbeard and
for sure,
in terms of the power spiking.
For sure. I still totally believe Final War is going to end with the shot of Blackbeard in the throne room, Emu near death, and Blackbeard doing what he did at Marineford again and killing Emu and eating his devil fruit. Because I still fully believe Emu's devil fruit is the devil fruit. I think Emu's fruit is like the devil fruit, right? And he already has Blackbeard already has the strongest paramecia with the earthquake fruit. He already has the strongest Logia with the darkness fruit. All he needs is the strongest zone. And his flag has the 3 skulls on it, right? And so it's like there's a lot of stuff with like the three types of devil fruits, the 3 skulls on his flag, all this stuff with Zebek. I love the idea that like Blackbeard pulls up end of Final War, Emu's near death, and he's like, I told you I'd be back, and kills him, takes his devil fruit. And that's his like final buff before going into Laugh Tale, is now you've got Emu running around like with all those powers, plus be able to make earthquakes and negate devil fruits. And that would be insane, you know?
Well, I think we've probably blue-balled the stream enough, and we should go Pokemon.
I don't think we should, though. Hey, what's up, Tito?
Why don't you?
For 40 minutes.
Because this episode is going to be posted next week after Pokemon has already happened. Though I guess we could do Pokemon predictions.
You can still do predictions.
That's true. We could do that.
Yeah.
Just keep in mind that you guys listen to this a week from now when it goes up for everybody.
We're in the past.
We're in the past. Right. So we can make some predictions.
Okay. All
right. Mega or not.
That also applies for the One Piece stuff. So if I maybe
that's right.
something with
by the next episode.
By the next fucking chapter, who knows?
Well, we're on break next week though, so nothing.
Okay,
not
so
even
never
the
mind.
spoilers will be out. Yeah. Yeah. Right.
All right. Mega or not.
Definitely Mega. We're definitely
Mega, yeah. No, I think Tito means if we're going to see.
What do you mean? We're going to see, or are there?
I know there are, but will we see a new one?
100%. I think we see multiple.
I think we'll see
100%.
Well,
we see a new Mega tomorrow.
We know in the leaks that there is Mega Zygarde and Mega Zeraora. and they wouldn't just pick 3 different random starters and not give them megas either. So they'll probably show those.
Okay, so wait, what are the starters in this fucking game again?
Well, wait. So I actually disagree that they're going to show the starter ones. I think the starters are being saved for closing ceremony of Worlds, because Worlds is next week or next month in August, and the game comes out in October.
Oh, so I need
to want one more trailer before Arceus comes out.
I need to give pretext.
Oh yeah.
I don't think they're getting new forms. I think they're the normal forms.
But with new Mega Evolutions is the thing. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I don't think you get a form. I think you get a Mega. Yeah.
A Mega. Yeah, I agree.
Now, okay, so because Roger, I'm glad you said this, because that would be the thing if we don't see them tomorrow. That I was going to say tomorrow is Worlds is in a month.
Yeah, I mean, of course they're going to reveal something at Worlds. Of course.
Yeah, and I think you save the starters for Worlds.
Yes, I agree. And I think you do some other random megas tomorrow, and then like Mega Zygarde or something.
Yeah, like Mega Barbarical.
Yeah, I think you get
Mega Barbarical.
The rivals, or like you get like some of the key. You get some key NPC reveals, and I think they get their mega shown because they're jobbers.
Yep.
And then,
like Mega Barbarical.
Yeah, you get the Barbarnacle, and then you get Clawitzer, and then you get Mega fucking Wailord.
Sure.
I don't know.
Well, I think the first handful shown are going to be Kalos guys.
Yes, I think so too. They're going to show specifically stuff that's
Mega Vivillon.
Sure, Mega Vivillon would be cool.
I actually forget what's in the Kalos text. Let me look.
It's like 60 Pokemon.
Like Mega Aegislash or Mega Sylveon or something.
No, they'll never. No Aegislash. Aegislash, they will not.
Is Chandelure Kalos? Because I feel like Chandelure.
No, that's Unova.
Yeah. Oh, wait, that's Unova?
Okay.
What?
Yes.
Okay, so the Mega Talonflame dog?
Probably.
Talonflame for sure. Yeah, for
Bird?
sure.
Let me see. What are the most important Kalos?
Here. Okay, hear me out. Do the monkeys get megas?
No, these guys aren't from Kalos. Those guys are from Unova.
Let me look who's in Kalos again.
Let me look here.
Kalos is like Furfrou, Aegislash,
Diggersby, Pyro.
Oh, Diggersby would be
Lorges, Pangoro.
A pure power Diggersby would be fire. I would love that.
Clawitzer, Heliolisk, Tyrantrum.
Mega Pyroar?
Oh, yeah, Mega Pyroars for sure.
Tyrantrum could be cool. Gudra.
Over under on Mega Halucha.
Halucha should do it. Halucha should get a Mega or just evolve. Either one.
Yeah, Halucha for sure.
I think a Mega is fine.
Yeah.
It should get a Mega, because if it evolves, it either gets a raw power boost, which is too much for Halucha, or it like loses speed. So
which also is bad for Halucha.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look at these and see like which one of these play off the gimmick of Kalos and not. There's not really a gimmick to
Kalos' gimmick is French, dude.
Yeah,
Greninja's for sure gonna get one, right?
Well, I think all 3 Kalos. I think the Kalos starters are going to.
Okay.
The original 3
starters.
The original 3 Kalos, I think it will.
Okay.
You think they're gonna get another one?
For sure. Huh? Look at all the Charizards we got.
The first 3 Kalos starters don't have.
Well, I'm just sorry. Greninja has like 6. It feels like so.
No, Greninja's got Ash Greninja.
Ash Greninja has the stat boost of a Mega Evolution, but it's not a Mega Evolution.
There's no Mega.
No, yeah, I know, but it's a different form though.
It just has protein and Ash Greninja.
That's it. Yeah.
Ash Greninja counts, bro. Fuck Greninja.
Also, Greninja, like, didn't he just recently rank as like the single most popular Pokemon?
It always
is incredibly popular.
Yeah,
but I'm sick of Greninja, man. God.
Get used to his Mega.
I'm really struggling to look at these Kalosmon designs and see how they can expand in a Mega form. But to be fair, there's a lot of Mega Pokemon already where it's like, this looks incredibly silly and you didn't really expand on the design. You just made them like bulkier or some shit. Like fucking, like, let me look at some Mega Pokemon.
What about, what's the squid guy? The squid guy that like you turn your DS over to evolve him.
Oh, Malamar.
Malamar. Yeah, he's Kalos.
Malamar?
He's Kalos.
I could see him.
He's also used by an important guy from Kalos too, the Zero Sick guy.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
What's his name again? Holy shit.
I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I don't think anything that has a form is getting a mega. Like,
Why?
I don't think you get Mega Gudra.
Well, Gudra does already have, because Gudra's got Hisuian forms. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Pokemon can have forms and Mega Evolutions.
The other one, the snail one.
Yeah, it's the Hisuian one.
Yeah. Sliggoo's the middle one, right?
Here's a question I will ask you. You know how there's Primal Kyogre and Primal Groudon?
Boo! Sure.
What is that going to be for Xerneas and Yveltal?
Also, yeah, wait. There are Pokemon.
Oh, yeah, I didn't consider them, yeah.
Well, yeah, they'll get probably something. Maybe not a Mega, but a form.
I mean, Primals are considered Megas for some reason. I don't know why.
Are they?
Yeah. It's in that category for a lot of things.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, because they follow the same rules.
Oh no, it's different. Provides different bonuses. Requires special. It's different. Yeah, it's different.
But it's like it's still categorized in a lot of places as a Mega still.
Yeah, but it's not.
Yeah.
I think a Paldean Pokemon will get a Mega. Just one though.
Which one?
I don't know. I don't care about any of them.
Paldean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like the. I'm trying to think. Would be one that would be a good choice.
I'm also trying to think of whatever, like all the Pokemon that they've shown in the trailers so far of what that can be a Mega that already isn't one already. Yeah, because they showed a few in there.
Slowbro has a Mega and a Galar form.
Yeah,
and obviously Slowking.
And they're including shit that have Megas. Like there's Pidgeys in the fucking game. There's like,
yeah, I think every Pokemon that is a Mega Pokemon will have its like you can get it in the game in the wild.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, like every existing Mega. It's just a matter. I think maybe they could like give us a number of how many new Megas or something. I don't know.
I don't think they're going to do that. I really think it's going to be like an extended trailer for ZA. They're probably going to give some more story stuff. We're probably going to see like 3 to 5 new Megas. And probably Zygarde, whatever.
Yeah, we'll learn more about that Zygarde shit.
Yeah, and then I agree with Tito. I think the starters are saved for Worlds.
Also, like, it's going to be like a general plot overview and stuff, I think, finally, of like what's going on.
Yeah, probably.
I also
we know because we still don't know like anything.
Yeah, we don't know shit. I think because they've done this every time they do a trailer at Worlds, they low key give you like they tailor the trailer and the information for the trailer for a more competitive audience. Like, do you guys remember when they announced?
Yes, I know exactly.
Oh god, I turned them up too loud.
Where they were like, you're thinking of the thing where it was like, here's the special items that you can use in battles for Cyclizar or whatever.
Yes, it was like they specifically went into like and they talked about Shed-Tail, not Shed-Tail.
Yeah, Shed.
No, it is Shed-Tail.
No, it's Shed-Tail. Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
for sure.
They announced Shed-Tail and they announced all the items. They're like, these are the items that like are in the like, and I think also at Worlds, or it might have been at NAAC, but I think it's Worlds where they dropped the hidden abilities trailer for the Alola starters too, where they were like, yo, Incineroar has Intimidate, by the way, and everyone's like, yo, what the fuck?
Yep.
Also, it's gonna be beyond this. It's 22 minutes. There's gonna be champions information.
There's gonna be a bunch
Champions,
of shit.
I think, is actually
the shit that they always do.
Yeah, there's gonna be Pokemon Cafe mix bullshit no one wants to watch. Yep. There's gonna be
Pokemon
whatever
Unite
other
will be there.
Pokemon Sleep.
Next PCG Pocket set will be there.
It's gonna be everything.
Pokemon Toothbrush.
Pokemon Sleep.
It's gonna be exactly what they did for the Pokemon Day stuff, but
and people on Twitter are going
with Legends and Champions.
I hope this ages poorly, but alrighty, people on Twitter are posting NSO Game Boy game.
Well, I think the only NSO game they'll show is maybe Coliseum and
I agree.
Darkness.
I agree. Every single Pokemon Direct, bro. It's time. The NSO games. It's happening.
No, you know when it's actually time? This is when it's actually time, and all you're going to get is Gen 1. It's actually time on the 30th anniversary. Next February on Pokemon Day, you're going to get real lucky if they decide to go red, blue, and yellow are now on Game Boy NSO. It's not going to be Pokemon Classics, the first 3 gens on a cartridge. It's not going to be anything. It's going to be literally red, blue, and yellow on Game Boy NSO for the 30th anniversary next February. And then they're going to announce Gen 10 then. But don't expect anything Gen 10.
Yeah, no.
And I hope I'm wrong. I hope, again, this ages poorly.
No, but showing anything Gen 10 before ZA is insane.
Yeah, there's no way.
Like, that's not. Also, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think you're getting anything Gen 10 until February.
That's what I'm saying. I think literally February. Maybe they tease something at Worlds like, oh, that you're gonna get the announcement in February. But realistically, I think February Pokemon Day is the grand reveal of Gen 10, and they have the whole marketing cycle go throughout all next year, and that next holiday season, Gen 10 comes out for Switch 2. That I feel very strongly that's what it's going to be, as like the big 30th anniversary celebration of Pokemon. And their way of getting around next year's World still being the same format is that they're going to use Pokemon Champions as the thing that they're going to play Worlds in next year. So it'll be like double battles, everything, Megas are there, Z moves are there, everything. Because that's the whole thing with Champions, right? Is that like it's utilizing everything together. It's like terrestrialization and Megas and Zs. That'll be the format for Worlds next year, is that it's all going to be played on Pokemon Champions. And that's how they're going to... What'd you say?
It'll be ass.
But that's what they're going to do. Because they're not going to... Yeah, because they're not going to do Gen 10 is the format for next year's Worlds. If
it's going to be Champions. Isn't Champions just going to be
Champions? That's what I'm saying. So that next year, the format for Worlds next year will be Champions, where they play with Z moves and the Megas and the Terra.
Everybody
and it's
will
all
look
part
like
of
Ash at the end of the Alola season, where he has.
Everyone's just going to run crazy sets. Yeah, right.
Where it's like that one image where he fucking just like, hold on, I have it saved. This image is so fucking funny. Hold on.
Where he's got like his Ash Greninja and his Mega Charizard or Dynamax Charizard or whatever, his Mega Gengar.
He has the Dynamax bracelet. He has the Mega bracelet. Right. He has the Z Crystal. He has the Z Crystal bracelet. All on his fucking. Where is it? I have it. It's one of my.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah,
it's under memes. It's literally like one of the first 3 images. Where is it?
I feel like Champions is also going to potentially be a shadow drop. I could see them being
very well.
By the way, it's out right now.
It's not like, I don't think it's going to be this big complex game. People are thinking it's.
No, it's a battle sim.
Yeah, it's just going to be a dumb little thing.
Yeah.
Look at this. He's strapped up.
Wait, let's see. Where'd you post this?
Put it in the chat. Oh wait, I put in art contest. Let me get out of here.
Let me see.
No, ignore that. I'm putting it in our regular chat.
Okay, let's see it.
Let's. Are you? There we go. Upload Discord. Discord being dog shit. Here we go. Oh, there we go.
Oh yeah, where he's got right. All of his different armbands on, ready to go.
He's got and I do think though. I think they're actually gonna do this is the World Tournament arc where he's like, yeah, but like the new format, you're only gonna be able to do one of them.
During your match, you think you have to choose Terra or choose Mega or choose?
Everything has a Terra. Everything can Terra. That's already a thing. So
sure.
But you can have a Mega Stone on something. You can have a Z Crystal on something, and everything can already Dynamax. But you can only do one of those things.
Yes, I agree. I think that's going to be the thing. Yeah, completely agree.
Which means that there's going to be so much fuckery. If I'm looking at a Lucario and it has a Mega Stone on it, but I know it could also Dynamax or Z Crystal, or not Z Crystal, it could also Terrestrialize.
Like that seems like that could actually be really fun though.
Yeah, no, I think you're going to be able to. I think you're going to be able to Terrestrialize Mega Evolutions.
Yeah. You think you could Terrestrialize Megas?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no reason why you can't.
Why not?
You don't Showdown.
You could probably Terrestrialize anything. I would
like introduce like a Mega Dragonite or something, and you like have a Terra Mega Dragonite like firing off crazy Draco meteors, and man, That'd be
Yeah.
wild, man. I would love to see that.
Yeah, no, I think they're gonna go nuts. Like I think this might be going too far. It's going too far. But I wouldn't be surprised if like you could do options and stuff, and you could like Gigantamax or Dynamax Mega Evolutions, because why not? There's no reason why.
You mean like
you'll
have the ability to, or the rules will say you can do that?
Like, I think you'll either be able to set custom rules and stuff, do whatever you want, or it'll just be part of the main rule set.
It'll give you the functionality. Okay.
Or I think any mechanic that works universally will also just work on a Mega Evolution, because there's not really a reason why it wouldn't.
That would seriously just be insane though. It's like, first turn someone Mega Evolves their Lucario, the next turn they Dynamax it. That'd be crazy.
The thing is, it's like also like
Viren, why not? You could just join.
Hop in, Viren. Hop in the call.
But the thing about that is, like, yes, that's funny, and I'm super down because I feel like Showdown would be just literally crash. But they're all so broken in so different ways. Like, all those mechanics are broken.
Yeah.
Terrestrialize is busted.
But the thing is, though, if you so say you Terrestrialize your Mega Evolution, right?
Sure.
Say you could do all three to one Pokemon. Say you could Terra, Dynamax, Mega Evolution. Say you do that. Say now you waste all of those resources on one Pokemon. The rest of your party doesn't have anything to fall back on. Maybe it's like that.
Right, but the thing is, I still got my Tapu Koko in the back with Tapu EMZ. So
no, yeah.
like I could just delete them on.
See, I think the thing that's going to be so weird about Champions,
and they should be able to use Z moves too, since it's universal.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I just feel it's going to be weird because like I never really.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Much.
Yeah, they need the item. It's not universal.
Yeah, it's not. I think maybe only like one Pokemon.
Format of like a Lola. Wait, is my? Oh, hold on. Wait, give me a second.
No, I hear you. I was just mumbling. Sorry.
No. You're all good. It's literally on my end. I have a back. Hold on. Give me a sec. Wait, 1 sec.
Let's go, Viram.
We're good. There we go.
Lads?
Okay, Viram, what do you think's happening? Just throw your quick thoughts out for the presents. We did this already.
I think we get mainly more on Legends ZA, just because we know that that's coming out this year and in a few months, right? I do think we get new Megas. I think we get... I think this is where we might start seeing some Kalos Megas. I think that would be cool. I don't actually know if we'll get the starters, but I think like we'll get random Kalos Mons as Megas.
Yeah, Viram's a smart guy.
Yeah, that's what we said. Like I kept bringing up just Barbaracle.
I think since obviously you guys were discussing it, I think we might see a bit more on Champions. And then the safe bet is always to bet that they'll show something new for Cafe Mix, because they always do that.
Yeah, we don't even need to talk about like they're gonna show Sleep, they're gonna show Cafe Mix, they're gonna show Unite, they're gonna show everything we don't give a fuck about. But yeah. So I think this game is just gonna be Battle Revolution again, but modern. And maybe not as good.
I just hope it's onboarding. Like, if it doesn't have quick, easy, good onboarding that lets you build Pokemon quickly, then I hope at the very least there's like something to help keep you engaged beyond the battle sim, like how the stadium games had the mini games, right?
Yeah.
If it's a pure battle sim, but it's not streamlined as a battle sim, then it's like, why?
Oh, see, I think it is gonna be just a battle sim. Like I think it's literally gonna be a free thing you download on your phone and on your Switch and on your Switch 2, where you can just battle competitively using the Pokemon in your Pokemon home, and that you can just transfer them into Champions, and maybe they'll have like some rental matches or something with maybe like a gauntlet of a couple free things. But I think for the most part, I think it's going to be as bare bones as possible. I don't think we're getting any mini games. I don't think we're getting any story mode. I don't even think we're getting like the equivalent of like a gym leader castle. I really think it's just like,
I think it's just
imagine
battle.
The stadium and then the battles. Yeah.
I'd say at the very least, if it is bare bones, I think I mean, as you guys were mentioning, if it has all of the mechanics, then it would be really interesting to see like the meta centered around what Champions has to offer versus what the main games will have to offer. Because I don't necessarily think that in the main games we're going to see all of the returning stuff like Z-Stones and Dynamax, and obviously we're seeing Mega Evolution again, but Champions is the space where they can just do all of that.
Right. And that goes to what I was saying earlier when my mic was getting cut out, was like in Alola, right? A lot of the stuff that's in Alola, I never even had the chance to experience really competitively, because by that point, like I really liked playing competitively in like Black and White era and the X and Y era. And then I don't know, like the Z move thing just wasn't super interesting to me, and I didn't feel like growing my Pokemon correctly. So I just didn't really play all that much. And so for people like me who never even really experienced what the meta was like with Z moves, I think that'll be cool to have that implemented alongside Megas and alongside Terras and stuff that I'm already familiar with. But I also feel like having everything for this specific next meta, because what we were just saying right before you came in, Viram, was the idea that like Gen 10 is probably not going to be shown tomorrow, right? They're probably going to show Gen 10 in February alongside the Pokemon Day for the 30th. But they obviously are not going to just keep the format for VGC moving into next year and still just be Sword and Shield. So they'll use Champions as the format. That's the natural thing. Because for the format going into next year, you know, what better way to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the franchise than to have the standard Pokemon VGC format take place in the meta that uses everything of the last 30 years, right? That has Z moves, that has Megas, that has Terra, all these gimmicks, everything. So that when they go into the next generation, they kind of go in fresh.
I think I changed my mind.
Oh, okay.
I don't think all of the mechanics will be in Champions at launch now. Because
you think they're going to drip feed?
I think they're going to drip feed. Now that I'm really
they're going to drip feed. It's fucking Pokemon.
No, because the thing is,
and there's going to be microtransactions too.
Yeah, there's going to be microtransactions and a live service. It's a live service game. So
you're going to have to use gems to battle, bro, and you got to pay for that shit.
I mean, probably, but honestly, I think it's going to be really close to like Arena, like MTG Arena, where it's like, yo, like, you can play this kind of free to play, but guess what? Z crystals are coming out. Oh shit! You're gonna need to like farm up for your Z crystal. You're gonna need to farm up for your mega.
Yeah.
You're gonna need to farm up for your mega crystal.
That actually makes sense too, because you can't transfer items into Pokemon Home, and they said you can use your Pokemon.
That's literally where I remember that. I was like,
for sure, that's totally what it is. Yeah, it's that you're gonna have
because the game is not it's not Coliseum. It's not Stadium. It's not even Battle Revolution, which you could still trade in and out. The game Champions is its own thing where it's not in the ecosystem of how you interact with everything else, and it's not in Home. And it not being connected to Home means, hey, this is going to be its own thing. We can curate and we can juice you. We're just gonna juice you. You're gonna have to do your Pokemon Champion dailies every day if you want that Electrium Z, you bitch. Like, yeah. I
don't know. It's weird because they are greedy in almost everything they do, but then this is very important for if they want Pokemon to be actually like an esport. So fucking it up.
But I do think
yeah,
but I do. I mean, they already have like world tournaments and stuff. But
I don't think like the average person gives a fuck, because like watching Pokemon battles in Scarlet and Violet is such a putrid experience.
Yeah. But that's different though, because I think the average person is just going to be like, I have my Charizard, like my un-EV trained Charizard.
I don't know I think if you advertise like world class battles and then show awesome animations and stuff, people will be like, oh, okay.
But if they do that, I think what Tito is saying actually stands by what we said earlier, right? Whereas I don't think it's a drip feed's not the right word, but I do think the idea that like you'll have to battle a bunch and farm up points to like buy the items you want for items. I think items are the big thing, right? It's you have your held items, you've got your, you want Choice Scarf on this thing, good luck. You got to do like 800 battles or whatever and get your Choice Scarf, or like your Z stones or your, Mega stones or whatever. Those will all be things that you'll have to play the game to unlock. Yeah.
Let me put my anti-McDareth capitalism make money brain on, okay? So hear me out, okay? This is how they make money with every mechanic. Every item, so megas and Z crystals are all tied to an item. So you have to farm for that item. And guess what? When they put out Pikachuium Z, when they put out Incinerorium Z, if you want that shit, guess what? If you want that animation, you got to farm for that specific one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hey, you want your you want your Gyarados to be Terra flying as opposed to Terra anything else? Well, guess what? You better farm and you better roll for it because it's random because you're gonna do pulls for your.
So we don't even know like home integration because I might just be able to. You could just transfer the Pokemon you already have.
It doesn't connect with home. They said that.
Oh, it doesn't?
No. They said it does. No. That was my point. Is that they already said it does connect.
Yeah. So home. Like you could just get Pokemon you already like.
Right. So you use the Pokemon essentially that you've already trained up in Scarlet and Violet that are already perfect and ready to go. Right. You have them in your Pokemon home, but you have to battle with those Pokemon in Pokemon Champions to get their held items because held items don't carry over to home. Only the Pokemon does. So once you transfer the thing in home, that's why I'm saying I think it's kind of a mix of both where, like you said, you're going to have your material that then you buy that you'll have to farm to then buy your items with, your Z-Stones, your Megas, or your held items, your thick clubs, whatever. But the Pokemon themselves, you've already EV trained and IV trained from the main game. Well, because that's like what Marowak has, right?
Out of every item, you could have said any item.
It just popped in my head.
I don't think Marowak even uses Thick Club. I think it uses Choice Band.
Well, I don't know. But Thick Club
it still uses Thick Club since Thick Club is basically Choice Band, but actually.
Oh, okay.
But your leftovers and choice scarfs and stuff.
I just think it's so funny because he could have picked any item on Earth, and he went straight from the Marowak Cubone specific item, which is Thick Club, which they do use. It is competitive. It's so funny.
But yeah, I don't know. We don't because the fact that we don't even have a release date for it makes me more unconvinced it'll be a shadow drop today. But they'll give us the release date tomorrow at least.
Also, the weird thing about this game in particular is that, and I've noticed this because I got my Switch 2 like the day before it came out everywhere, so the eShop was like kind of barren. And when I went on the eShop, the front page of the eShop since Switch 2 launch day has had Pokemon Champions, and since the announcement of Pokemon Champions, like whenever that was in Pokemon Day. Since the announcement, it has been front page of the regular Switch 1 eShop every day, too. It's all the way at the bottom, but it has been front page ever since the announcement. There's been a landing page for it. So clearly, they want to push this. This is a huge deal for them. And I do think it'll be like the primary... Yeah, Champions.
Yeah, that's why. Like, I think this will be how they crack into...
a landing page on the eShop since the announcement, like on the front page.
How confident are you that they drop it tomorrow?
I think that's 50-50 if they drop it tomorrow, but I guarantee tomorrow we get the date. Yeah.
Yeah, the date is for sure. I don't even like what?
Oh, okay. Are we? If you're still gonna talk about Pokemon, then keep going.
No, I wasn't.
Because I don't know if I'll be around tomorrow. I hope so, but I've been playing DK.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
I'm still pretty early into it.
Okay, I'm in the minority.
Oh, you hate it?
I didn't say I hated it.
You don't like it?
I am bored. A lot.
You're in the Coney camp. You're in the Coney camp.
Yeah, I'm in the Ice one. Wait, I'm in the who?
The Coney camp, because Coney is like I like it, but it's like mind numbing. Is how he feels about it.
Oh, Coney. Oh, okay. So I barely. I'm playing the game literally right now. I think, but the thing is, I realize the problem that I have with it is specifically the thing that I liked about Odyssey, which is the opposite of this game, where Cappy as a mechanic is a puzzle solving mechanic.
Yeah.
Whereas punching is not. Like
there's still puzzles in the game though that you can't punch through.
Right. There are puzzles in the game, and those are my favorite parts of the game. But for me, when I play Odyssey, it felt like everything was a puzzle.
What part of the game are you at?
I am on the ice place now, so I'm on the 4th layer.
Okay.
You're on the divide. Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah, I just got the place where I
we
can.
gotta
pick
be
left or
careful.
right.
Then we gotta be careful with what.
Your
I don't-
opinion. I think
mean-
your opinion will change.
I do think so too. Yeah.
I just as I'm playing, I'm going, okay, this is like cool. I don't know about you guys. I thought the movement would be smoother, but that might just be me. I might
Are
try
you?
that.
Did you change your jump button?
No.
Oh, so that's the big thing I've heard from a lot of people is that like
Take
how
is crazy. I just don't understand that.
I didn't change anything.
I didn't
Yeah.
change anything either, but a lot of people are complaining that the jump button isn't B because like in Odyssey and all the other platformers, it's always B. But in this one, it's A and X is punch up, B is punch down.
Right, it's
And-
directional.
Yeah, because the
Right,
buttons
right,
tell
right,
you where the
exactly.
punches go.
Right. But a lot of people moved their buttons from A to B, and they were like, I don't like the controls. But it's
Well,
like
you
you're
know-
supposed to learn with A is the jump because up is up and down.
Our
is down.
ability
It's
as humans is that we can adapt to situations.
Yeah,
Instead of-
I don't have a problem with the controls. That's not even the thing. It's the
like the movement.
it's the you know what it is? It's the fact that because the terrain is so destructible, it at times when you're maneuvering from place to place, it inhibits your ability to smoothly go from place to place. Because half the things you're doing are making the environment turbulent. Like if you're going around and doing the thing the game wants you to do, it inherently makes the environment for me a little bit more difficult to traverse and go from one place to another unless you're porting everything.
Well, no,
I'm not.
roll goes over everything, and you can jump out a roll.
Yeah, but
The only issue I've had with that is if I'm trying to jump into if I'm trying to jump out of something sometimes like my head will get knocked into the terrain and it'll break and not.
Oh,
like,
I've done that too. I've done
What
that
I-
where you
what I've
jump
done-
and you
That's the
roll,
only
and then you
issue.
hit the thing.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
what I've done
talking
for
about
that is
camera?
just mashing A and X, and you go up.
Yeah, but even then, sometimes I don't want to I just want to jump up, and if I'm like slightly under something that I'm like not aware of, then I get like head bonked, and it's not like the worst thing. It's just a slight annoyance.
Yeah, I would never this game is objectively not bad. That's not at all what I'm saying. It's there are parts about this particular game where I'm like, I'm just not maybe it'll change as I play, but at the moment this game has not I'm not enraptured in it. I'm just more like I'm playing it and it's fine.
I'm trying to think if there's something you're not doing, because I'm very particular about 3D platformers, and I've had no issues with the movement.
I was
when
I was
roll,
part of
it's
the camp that swapped the B and A.
Oh, you
So
did?
that was mainly
Okay.
because, but I swapped it like straight away just because, honestly, I'm very used to my jump being on the bottom button. And the big thing was that I liked being able to roll my thumb between the regular forward punch and jump. That felt very sort of natural to me.
Yeah.
that makes sense.
But you haven't had any issues with like movement. You've been enjoying just like playing and rolling around and.
Yeah, no, I really like I think the big thing with me is that I like that DK can just move wherever he wants, essentially, because he can freely climb walls. His basic movement speed is fast, and then you can make it faster with the roll, and then you can even make it faster beyond that with turf surfing.
Yeah, I think if you're not
doing,
turf surfing,
Doing
That's a
jump
big
rolls and then rolling out of the jump as well all feels nice. It's very similar to like
his
that
dash attack is also
satisfaction.
very important for movement. If you roll off,
it's very similar to just a like Odyssey movement where it's just like inherently satisfying. Like as an average player, you can make yourself do cool things that just feel good, even if they're not like actually that good. It just feels nice to execute things.
Yeah. But we'll probably talk about that on the show.
I would never be like, yo, this game is ass. This game is objectively beautiful and the music is cool. Like, but I don't know. Maybe maybe I'm too early. Maybe that's what it is. Like maybe.
I mean, I'm in the exact same spot, and I feel like 180 degrees different. I'm a 180 on that.
What's your how are you feeling
This
right
game
now?
is
Currently?
fucking peak.
Yeah, I think it's like a culmination of like all of their different design philosophies during the Switch era.
Yeah, there's definitely elements of a lot of different IPs like crammed into this game. It's got like the blood of Mario, Zelda, Kirby, and Splatoon, and of course DK itself, all crammed in there. And I think that makes it a very kind of charming experience in that regard.
Mm-hmm. And it's like I'm not gonna like, because like at the midway point, not even where I thought was the midway point, I was like, the bosses in this game are a joke, but they pick up and they're actually probably the best 3D
I was at the midway point.
That's good to hear.
And apparently I'm not at the midway point.
Yeah, you're not.
Apparently I'm still extremely early.
You're very early in the game.
Like God, like I don't know how people are beating this shit so fast, man.
Well, I think what happened, because I could speak to that as someone who's beaten it. Because I did 3 streams for it, and I think one thing was I literally couldn't put it down. I normally would have just like played and then been like, oh, I'm going to stop after a couple hours, and I did 2 back-to-back 8-hour-long streams.
Yeah, so did I pretty much.
I was going back and forth, and I was doing some other side missions and stuff, but I was purposely like, I want to get through the story because I don't want to be spoiled on stuff. So I played through that point. So
we're just playing completely differently. That's all.
But I'm not like 100%ing every area before going to the next area.
That's what I'm doing.
Oh yeah. So yeah. Certainly.
Yeah,
what I do is I'll collect everything I see and I'll go like explore and stuff. But when I feel like I'm bored of the area, I'll move on with the story.
That's exactly what I've been doing. It's like, if I'm just like, I kind of want to see what the next thing is, I just go right to the next objective. And then if I see like a banana or I see something or a fossil, I'm like, oh, I'm going to go grab that. I'm going to go grab that. Or if I'm purposely like, I want to get fossils.
Or I'll just be walking around slapping the ground.
Yeah. Or like I need a skill point or something. Yeah. I'll explore and get it. But I think for the most part, I just mostly did story stuff first. And even doing that, just like mostly main story stuff, it still took like 15 hours to get to the end of just that story. And I've still played, I think, another like 10 after that. Yeah, and I think I've got
15 hours and I'm at the fucking, I just got the second transformation. Literally just now.
Something that's really, really cool about the game is that like up until the very end, they literally never stop adding new concepts and mechanics. Like they very rarely are reusing stuff.
I looked on my thing. It says, I'm currently at 25 hours Donkey Kong Bonanza, and I've beaten the main story, and I've got 600 bananas currently, is what I'm at.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Has the game been out? How many days has the game been out?
Since Thursday.
All right, let's see.
Yeah, see your playtime.
No, not my playtime. Donkey
Who else's playtime are you checking?
Kong Bonanza.
Oh, the speed runs. That's right.
I just want to see where they're at. Early. Yeah, the leaderboard. Yeah, okay. Oh, right. They take a week. They don't open leaderboards for a week.
Also, we're all going to be wrong because I didn't expect this game to be the longest 3D platformer I've ever played.
Yeah.
It is extremely long.
Like, it's like without a doubt, the main plot of the game is the longest 3D platformer plot, I think.
I do think though, people who learn like what bananas to maximize and like how to route it, I do think if they're skipping cutscenes, they could probably get through pretty quick. Like I think my estimate was somewhere around like 5 hours or something. I feel like that's probably
fair. Right. I think
that seems like around where it's going to land probably.
I knew it would be based off of nothing but what we've seen. I knew it would be longer than Odyssey.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I even thought, as much as I think Odyssey is incredible, I thought it was short.
It is. I mean, I beat all of Odyssey in one stream, like the week before Bonanza came out. Literally sat down, beginning to the credits, Mushroom Kingdom, and even post-game stuff.
I just found out. I just found out you can use the photo mode to clip through walls.
Bro, are you literally looking at the exact same clip I just pulled up right now?
Maybe, I don't know. I'm on Twitter.
Of the fucking boat?
The boat? No, he's on the walls.
Yeah, but it's like where the first transformation is.
Yeah, and he goes above him.
Yeah, we're watching the exact same clip right now.
Oh yeah, it was on my page.
I was just about to say that.
Here, I'll put it in here. Yeah, you can clip through photo with the walls and with photo mode on.
The what was I gonna say? The camera also kind of bugs me sometimes, especially when you're going underground. How it like clips, like
Yeah, that's by far the worst part of the game.
Worst thing. Yeah, the camera's the worst part of the game.
The camera is like, and it frustrates me because I don't know what it is about how I'm playing the game, but like I'm digging a lot, so like I'm going down, and just like exploring around, and it like the camera just shits itself all the fucking time, and I'm like,
I've found what I do is like when I'm down low, I'll move the camera so it's perfectly flat with DK, and then I'll just move it in circles and see if there's like any paths, because you can kind of see through the walls.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think, like I said, I know that the game is good, but it might be one of those situations where I'm like, the game's good, but maybe it's not for me.
I can understand that though, because I've seen a lot of people saying similar things, but I think there's a very specific demographic that this is going to hit. Because like for me, I'll say this on the main show too, which I guess a lot of you will have then heard by the time you listen to this once it's up next Monday. I personally think, even where I am, like 25 hours in, main story done, 10 hours of exploration, sitting on it for a day since I've beaten it, I really genuinely think this is my favorite 3D platformer they've ever done, ever. Full stop, ever. Any Nintendo game ever. It's my favorite. And probably in general, because I think there's no non-Nintendo platformer that would have been my favorite platformer. So I think it's my number one. But I also feel like the reason why I feel like that is if you loved Rare games going up, which I think is probably why Coast feels the same way too, this to me feels like what a modern Rare platformer would feel like in 2025. Like if that team went
like
on
the fractones are clearly meant to be rare.
Clearly rare. The dialogue is so clearly rare. I also think like they managed to make what I didn't like about the Moons and Odyssey better by making essentially the bananas your like skill tree currency, right? Where you're constantly unlocking abilities. And the constant unlocking of abilities and new powers and things feels very Banjo-Kazooie to me. But you're not like collecting notes. That's just tied to like, imagine if like when you collected the Jiggies, instead of having like music notes be the thing that unlock new moves, it's like the Jiggies also unlock your new movement, and that you can choose the moves and what to upgrade freely.
I mean, that's kind of like Tui.
It is a little bit, but it's nice because it's like that with the Moons from Odyssey, with like the humor of the old Rare games, but clearly with the spin of the Tokyo team, with the like exploration, pinning and stuff from like the modern Zeldas, with I also kind of feel like the style and charm of the Splatoon games in a weird way. Like every time or ARMS even, like when you get to those boss screens and it goes like boom, 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 or whatever, and you get like, then it's like so clearly Splatoon, you know? And it's, so it's like, it's
one
cool
boss was literally a Splatoon boss.
Right. So I feel like this game is taking everything that worked from every one of their best games for the last like 20 years.
Yeah.
And just sort of put it into one thing.
Now,
but created its own identity. It feels great. Yeah,
I think in a perfect future, what the game does is set up a DK Mario crossover.
Oh, I hope so.
Because I think that's like the only way to top Odyssey and this.
Yeah. That would be a great direction to take this. Yeah.
I don't know how other people feel. I think this game is objectively good. I just think Cappy is one of the best mechanics I've ever played in the game.
Cappy is great. Yeah.
So like I don't think that anything in this game quite yet has matched that mechanic alone and what that mechanic allows you to do for movement, but also puzzle solving and creativity.
Well, DK technically gets more horizontal length and can get almost as much vertical height as Mario with Cappy.
You can definitely get more horizontal.
Yeah,
movement.
More horizontal. Yeah, but that's the whole difference between the two. Is Mario's like he's about verticality. He can go higher.
To be fair, though, there's like
burst
a lot
movement.
of stuff in this game that offers DK some pretty good vertical movement.
Yeah, like
Like,
chunk
I've got
jump,
pretty vertical.
Chunk jump, yeah.
and you can jump.
You can
I
do the
forget
spin
what
jumps.
it's. You grab a chunk, you spin, jump,
and then
do the
you chunk
surf,
jump.
and then you chunk jump off that, and then you can
Yeah.
roll in it.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I am a big fan of. There are certain things in this game I like. Roger, I'm glad you mentioned the skill tree stuff. I'm. That was my biggest thing. It's like, okay, I'm collecting the. I would like these moons to do something other than unlock progression.
Right.
I'd like them to be a currency or something.
Right.
But the fact that they're tied to a skill tree, I think, is really good.
Yeah, that's another, like, Mario can't do that, because if Mario isn't operating at full power from the start, the game sucks.
Yes.
That's also true. Yeah.
Pauline be,
I think-
someone just said in my chat, Pauline be yapping though.
Like, if I had to unlock a long jump, I'm killing myself.
I think they did make a cool compromise in Mario Wonder with the badges. Whereas, like,
Yeah,
you get that
but
one
those are, like,
strong skill that you can
Pretty crazy abilities, not like core
Yeah.
moveset things.
Yeah. Right. Because I kind of feel like the way the skills work in this is kind of how I wanted the badges to be in Wonder. Because I feel like the badges in Wonder were fine, but it didn't, at least for me personally, it never felt like it truly changed the gameplay so much. You know what I mean? Like, you just chose the one that made sense for that world where you would unlock the secrets, and then you just kind of moved on and you never played it again. Like, whereas already, I was talking to Mike about this even too. I have beaten the game, the main story. I'm still doing post-game stuff, and I'm probably going to 100% like my save file. But I also want to do already, like, I already feel the energy where I want to do this. I already want to play on my own, do a new playthrough, and try to destroy as little as possible. Because I think, like, playing this like a plain old platformer and knowing where a lot of these bananas are and, like, what to unlock and what skills to prioritize is going to make for, like, also a super fun challenge for the game that plays way differently from how I played the first time, which was, I see a wall over here, I want to break it, I want to destroy everything. And obviously there's certain things you're going to have to destroy in a playthrough, but I think playing while purposely not destroying a lot of stuff is going to be a cool way to play the game.
You want to hear? I haven't seen a. I have not seen a playthrough or a speed run quite yet. Also, I'm about to get the second transformation. I see the fucking idiot with his dumb banana beard.
Yeah, little zebra.
I'm going to make the assumption that the speed run for this game works one of two ways, the same as Odyssey. Because people were like, the speed run for Odyssey is either you're barely using Cappy only when you need to, or you're using Cappy all the fucking time. Like, because of the way the movement works in this game, either I think they destroy as little as possible, or everything is getting broken and they're clipping through walls all the fucking time. Like, there's no the way these games are structured, there can't really be an in-between. Because it's either I destroy everything because that's the quickest way to go from banana to banana, or destroying things is slower and takes time because you have to punch through everything. So fuck that. I'm just going to go and get the other bananas where I don't have to destroy anything.
Which is why I think routing is going to be fun, yeah.
I think it's cool that with the skill tree as well, I feel like they struck a nice balance of making DK without any skills still feel very powerful. Mm-hmm. And then the skills still feel like meaningful upgrades on top of that.
Yeah, I don't, because like DK64 kind of did a skill. It's not a skill tree, but like you gradually got more stuff.
I'm watching this clip that you guys just put in the podcast chat. That's crazy with the clipping of the photo mode going through the bar.
Also, if nothing else, the move set for DK in the next Smash game is going to be insane.
Oh, he's going to be amazing. Yeah,
he's going to be broken.
I can't wait.
Know where we're going.
Yeah.
Yeah, his up air is about to be cloud up air, but with two fists.
Yeah, with two fists. Yeah.
Right. Well, he does have like his spin move though from Smash Brothers in this.
Yeah.
with like this.
I do hope though,
but it gives like verticality on this, which is kind of nice too. It like launches him up in the air when he spins.
This is a conversation that I had recently where it's like, you know how characters get smash moves? Like Donkey Kong's back air isn't from anything, but that's a very good move and a core part of his moveset. A lot of Smash characters that get made now are all like ridiculously faithful to their games, and I really hope that they go back to like letting them just do whatever sometimes instead of everything having to be a reference. Sometimes just making the character function better is fun, you know?
Do you guys think that the new DK design, speaking of like referential, is his default design with pants or without pants?
Without pants.
Wait,
Without.
no. Yeah, without.
I think I like him with pants.
You like him with the overalls?
But
Yeah,
that's
I
good.
like
He's going to be like a Wario situation with costumes in Smash. I think he'll have no pants costumes and then pants.
And then pants costume.
And then,
With the mining hat and everything.
the way
yeah.
he has like biker and then dumb
Yeah.
hat.
Bro, oh my god.
What?
What just happened?
No, I'm just like, I really just think I should stop playing this with the intent of trying to 100% everything.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
Just
you
play
should
it.
on your first
That sounds
run. Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
That sounds
definitely should not
exhausting.
do that.
On your first run while you're streaming it.
It's also
Yeah, that
like
does not
no,
sound fun.
it's normally I have no problem doing that. It's just there's just so much in this so far, and I just want to.
It's also when you have more resources and stuff at the end of the game, it makes collecting the bananas so much easier.
Oh yeah. Once you there's this particular move that I won't say what it is, but there's one in particular you get pretty late that makes like cleanup for the earlier levels a breeze. Like literally you can get 5 bananas like immediately just by walking through this one area with this move. So I do feel like you should not. I think I have been seeing some people saying they are like 100%ing everything to go.
I think that's a quick way to
not. I think again
burn
you
out.
should do it. Yeah, you could easily burn out quick. You should play how you just want to play and have fun.
This is how I want to play. I like the first.
Yeah, but
couple
if you're
levels,
having
I was
second
doing this,
guesses
I was
about
having
it.
fun.
Yeah, but if you're not having fun, you should just not play like that.
I'm not. I didn't. That's not that I'm not having fun. It's just the level system is just a little annoying because it's just extending the level even more. And I feel like you already have so many goddamn bananas in this goddamn game.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
Can I? I did want to speak, and maybe Viram, you can help me because I think you and I talk about level design a lot and just in general about other stuff where it's like I don't know if the level design of this particular game is good or bad. I can't tell.
It's very good.
I think it's good.
Okay, because and the reason why I say that is not because it is specifically because I enjoy the freedom that the game gives me of being able to open up, go anywhere I want in any order. That's cool, but I don't feel a natural tug and pull of this is where I'm supposed to be going, but I have the option to go anywhere, which is what I kind of like in games. So that might be a preferential thing, but it's like they just kind of put this whole area in front of you and they go, all right, there's a bunch of holes here to go to the next level, but just, however you get there is cool. I don't know. It doesn't feel like there's a main road and a bunch of side roads. It feels like I'm just walking into a forest and they're expecting me to be on
The game's not designed to be like that at all.
Yeah, it's like I don't. Mario games don't have a path. They have a path to bring you to like a hub area, but other than that, you're just jumping around.
It's interesting because, I'm definitely the earliest out of everyone here. I just got done with the second area.
I love that area.
We're in the same
That area
spot.
was sick. And I, throughout the whole time that I was playing, I always felt like I could tell where I needed to go. And at any point while I was wandering around and messing around, punching holes, whoever, trying to get to the bottom of an area just for shits and giggles, it was very easy for me to kind of reorient myself and then get to where I needed to go, because I think the game still has with its areas. It still has a lot of good like landmarks.
Yeah,
and it's very good
does.
at kind of distributing its spaces.
The mini
I
map
think the
also.
way that does. Yeah,
Like, yeah.
even without the mini map, I was going to say that they
Or
do a
not
good
the-
job of placing the NPCs in places where it's like, okay, well, there's all guys here that I can talk to, so this is like where I need to go, basically.
My bad. I didn't mean mini map. I meant the actual map will like.
Yeah.
Because you're constantly opening and closing it to look at stuff. It'll
when you press
eventually
minus.
drill a picture of the map into your mind, and you can just.
Yeah, the map does a good job at giving you context clues to where certain things are to
For
help you
sure.
explore.
Hmm.
The only thing is just operating it sucks ass.
Yeah, if it's an enclosed area,
That's
it
a
sucks.
good
Okay, we should save DK talk though for the show, probably.
Yeah,
We
I'm
will,
trying
yeah,
not to
we will
talk
for the
about it
main
too
one.
much because I don't want to say more than.
Is there anything else we should? I don't know.
I don't know.
Because
Oh,
this
are
was
we
a,
just as a check-in? By the time that this goes up for everybody, which will be next Monday, it'll be Monday the 28th. On the 27th, I believe everybody in this call, aren't we doing that top 10 superhero thing? Aren't we recording that Sunday evening? The top 10 superhero list after we see Fantastic
I don't
Four?
know nothing about that. Still probably not me.
Oh yeah,
But
Fantastic Four is this week.
Yeah, so Fantastic Four is this
Yeah.
week, and I believe on Sunday we are recording the top 10 superhero thing that was
Okay,
from
so
like
actually, I do
the.
need to see it. Okay, so I'll
Yeah.
see
Yes,
it.
you do have to see it. Yeah. Because obviously, I think most of us have seen Superman now. We've all seen Thunderbolts at this point. So we'll save the superhero talk for that, but that should be recorded the 27th, and then should go up for you guys the following week. So like the week of the 4th.
But we can all speaking of top tens, we can also spoil the next main one that we're doing.
Oh, what's the next main one?
The main one we're doing is finally we're doing GameCube.
Oh, wait, you guys didn't already record that, did you?
No,
Oh, okay,
like
good.
we're gonna do
Good,
it.
good. Oh, good. I'm like, I want to be on that.
I
When we
know.
do GameCube.
We have not
Okay,
done
cool. Okay.
So we gotta hit that that GameCube, which will I don't know. I feel like that game is that's gonna turn out, I think, very similar to the
PS2 one?
PS2 one, where I think the top 10 is very obvious, and then that's where
Yeah.
everything's gonna fall off the rail.
I agree.
I also need to finish writing out the next game show idea I have for the video.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
fun. The next bingo?
Well, it's not a bingo.
Oh,
It's just the next game show.
that bingo was so much fun.
we gotta talk about the D&D thing that we gotta do.
Yeah, we still gotta do that too.
Yeah,
There's
I still got the
a
Ricky
lot
hotline
to
too.
do.
There's a lot of stuff. We're planning out days. So you guys got content on content. It's a matter of just catching up and finding the days to do it when people are available. But you guys
keep
got a lot
adding
to look
Ricky or
forward to.
bitching at him that Doki Doki's still not out yet.
Well, the second one's already out. It's been out for a while.
Yeah, we haven't finished it yet.
Okay. Oh, but you haven't finished the. Oh, I see. You haven't finished the game yet.
Nope. We haven't even gotten to the good part yet.
Dang.
Not that it's there's a good part of the game. I'm just saying
Yeah, we know what you mean.
the part where
Yeah.
Ricky gets to go on more dates.
So do we
You
want
got
to
anything
wrap
else
up?
for us, Steph?
No, I don't know.
Well, you're the host.
Well, like this episode came out of nowhere.
We did just kind of decide we're free today. Let's do it. And back up content for next
Yeah, I
week.
didn't do anything.
That's true. That's good, to be fair. That's what these normally are, right?
Sometimes I have
I mean,
stuff.
I feel like this time we talked a lot about stuff we would normally talk about on the podcast.
Well,
I don't think we would have a 30-minute One Piece discussion on the main
I
show.
think it was
I don't
longer
think
than 30 minutes.
It's probably longer
It
than
was.
that.
I was
yeah.
in this call for 40 minutes by myself, and I didn't say anything.
Yeah, so we wouldn't have ever discussed One Piece that long.
No.
I'm trying to think if there's something else because we just talked about DK, which is going to be happening on the show.
Yeah.
There's got to be something.
I don't know.
Has anyone been playing? Because I've been playing games that I've been going back and playing old games, and by old games I mean I didn't. You ever think you've played a game because you're like, of course I've played that. I love that series, and then you're like, wait, I guess I didn't.
That was me in Metal Gear Solid 2.
That was me and Black Flag.
Oh, Assassin's Creed Black Flag?
Yeah, I've never played it, but like,
remember
when that guy misspoke?
Only Assassin's Creed game that I've ever played.
That's the only one that most people have played. I've played every Assassin's Creed but Black Flag. I don't know why.
Anyone remember when that guy misspoke saying that game name?
I do not.
I don't remember that.
Oh, right. You forgot the L?
Did he do it during the show?
Yeah, I forgot the L.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
It was during some show.
Oh, boy.
Pretty good.
Okay, I guess.
One thing we can point and laugh at is Hunter x Hunter Net Impact, which actually came out.
Yo,
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
That game is garbage.
That game is crazy.
Hunter x Hunter Net Impact.
What's wrong with it?
It's
Everything.
bullshit. It don't work.
So, aside from like the obvious things that we could tell going in, like it looks horrible, it sounds horrible, the big thing is that the net code doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
It is an
How does
absolute.
it not work?
So, even with close range connections, like let's say you're playing against someone who is also in California, right? Like anywhere in California, and the ping is relatively low, you are still gonna get horrific rollback spikes.
Oh.
Like you'll see the rollback like jump between like 1 to 6
Roger.
at any point, and that is on a good day. It can get to. Oh yeah. If you have a clip, then that would be even better.
Watch this video.
That's the one I saw earlier.
Yeah, this isn't even getting into the gameplay. Like, alongside that, in terms of the netcode, like what I described is the game on a good day, but like you can have absurd one-sided rollback where it's like 40 frames and characters are just teleporting around the screen, and then like the game also just has a load of touch of death nonsense, which I think a lot of people are not built for that.
Well, not this kind of touch of death.
Oh my god. Oh,
Yeah.
No.
Usually touch of death is like
Oh, no.
very high execution.
Dang.
Not a literal like one tap.
This is like the X Factor level 3 equivalent combined with like another mechanic. Like it's all.
He used one bar to get that cut.
Yeah. It was fucking insane. Yeah, this game is batshit insane.
Bro,
I just think the biggest offensive factor is the fact that it's full price game when there's so much lacking and wrong with the game. Like no one, it's impossible to justify. Even the people that like the game for how it plays because they're into their big Kusogen
Three
stuff.
people.
Yeah, they're like, no, don't buy this game. It's not worth the money.
Yeah.
You know what other game was like this? That's also a 3v3 fighter. It's Infinite.
That's 2v2.
Or sorry, no, yeah, it's 2v2. I meant like a team. I meant like a tag fight. Yeah, Infinite. But the thing is, at least Infinite was somewhat playable to some degree.
Yeah, Infinite was a much more, like, as ugly as the art style was and the overall presentation of the game, it was a much more polished experience.
I will accept the argument that the gameplay of Infinite is better than Marvel 3. That's not a crazy thing to say.
Well, yeah, like the fun about Marvel 3 is that it's insane.
Yeah. And
yeah, Infinite's gameplay is like,
it's contained.
It's definitely a different approach. It's definitely more reserved, but they still want to make it feel like Marvel, just that you don't die in like one interaction.
Reminds me, did you guys see? Apparently, we're getting 2XKO news tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah, they're gonna cancel the game.
Could you imagine?
They said we saw Marvel, so we're just gonna pack it up here.
I mean, I get it. I
hope that's at Evo. It'd be fun to try out Evo. I don't think it'll be there.
God, I know this is gonna come out, after we've done the show, but God, you guys go back and watch the episode of Last Japan Time where I point and laugh at all the Mortal Kombat players. Holy shit! Holy shit! That game fucking sucks and should die. Oh my God! Did you see that, Roger?
I did not.
Marvel.
Link me.
Not Marvel,
I like
Mortal
it linked
Kombat.
all this stuff.
Mortal Kombat's final number for Evo is 312.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
So
I believe-
at that point, doesn't it cost more money to run the event?
Yes.
Probably.
I believe if I remember correctly, I tried to do a little bit of research. I couldn't find it, but I believe it is the lowest entry for any game at Evo in the modern era. Like since Evo's been Evo. Obviously, 300 people in 2006 is like, whoa, 300 people. But like, fuck that. Like, your rivals nearly had more entries.
That's
Oh
insane.
my gosh.
That's true. Yeah.
I'm still looking at. I'm sorry. I'm still distracted by this Hunter x Hunter clip where he does that kick into the air and the entire game just slows down. Oh,
I'd rather
so
play that.
bad.
I'd rather play that than MK1.
What's the
I
deal?
think
Because
that I
people
would actually, too.
love Mortal Kombat. Is the game just bad?
Yes,
Okay.
the game is just bad, and I think the game is bad competitively, and also I think that people are like, wait, the game is bad, but you're making a new version of the bad game that I don't want to play, but I don't want to play this one. Okay.
Well, Mortal Kombat's numbers at Evo have never been high, and then on top of that, this year has seen a massive fall off in overall entrants and attendees. So last year it was over 15,000. This year it's only over 8,000, and that's just due to a lot of factors. The fact that, of course, people are definitely a lot more antsy to travel to the US. The event itself is incredibly expensive. The state of the economy is just not very good. So it's harder for a lot of people to justify traveling to Evo this year. But even then, the Mortal Kombat numbers are not good. Considering the game had its first Evo last year.
Dang,
Sure.
it was last year?
Yep.
Yep, because
Whoa.
2023 was still Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate.
Yep.
Dang.
Yeah, it's insane. Like, because Evo gets a lot of its. Obviously, it gets a lot of players from international, and it's literally dangerous for them to be there.
Man.
Especially if they're from, because a lot of them are from Latin American countries too.
Sure. Yeah, for sure.
Yep. Middle Eastern countries as well.
They're gonna be fucking. ICE is gonna just wait outside the venue.
Well,
That's
the thing
literally
is,
what
too,
they've been
is that,
doing.
like, you can the part that's funniest about that to me is that you can go, and I mean this because I'm about to use this as an opportunity to shit on MK again. Is that the best and most prolific MK players are all American?
Yeah.
So it's like, even you can't be like, yo, their international presence is hurting our numbers for Mortal Kombat. No, you're all here.
No, it's like Mortal Kombat. They're all Americans that play
No,
that
you
game.
guys are all here. They're just not playing because your game sucks.
Damn.
You fucking you nutball. Like, I fucking I hate Mortal Kombat.
It does also make me kind of happy because I also don't like Mortal Kombat.
I just it's
I've
just,
never liked it.
just it's like, and the thing is too, it's like, I also think in general too, there's just it's really weird the sentence I'm about to say, but I do think we're in like a lull of fighting game.
Yes.
Like,
Well, I think what we're in is like it's like over here a weird but good like parallel is over here. A ton of stores are getting closed down and then reopened as fucking weed dispensaries that shut down in like a couple months.
Sure.
So it's like like there's so many people trying to get into the business that it's getting fucked. And I think that fighting game is like that. I think there's an overabundance and
Yeah.
I just think that people are. I mean, I definitely agree with that. I think there's way too many, but I also think that like people are understanding now in the zeitgeist in general. We all know that, but like fighting games have always been, and in my opinion, will always be niche.
Yes.
Fighting games are not mainstream video game. They're just
the only ones are the ones that have existed since video games started.
Well, I would say Street Fighter is not really niche. Yeah.
Street Fighter, I think, is doing a really good job breaking into more mainstream.
Yeah, right.
It's definitely easier for Street Fighter, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But even then, I'd
the Street
say...
Fighter movie coming and everything.
But even then, I'd say specifically in Japan, because if you look at the entrance numbers for Street Fighter 6, it's 4,228 for SF6 at Evo Vegas this year. You know, the tournament that is always the biggest one.
Mm-hmm.
For Evo Japan this year, it was at almost 6,000.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So, like, the series has done, like, insanely... And it's always been known as a global series, but it's done insanely well in Japan, in particular, Street Fighter 6.
You could argue that this is the most popular Japanese Street Fighter since Third Strike. Like, I don't even think that's a crazy.
Oh my god, I cannot talk.
Yo, what just happened?
Street Fighter 5.
Yeah? What about it?
Like, that is by far the most commercially successful Street Fighter since 2, I think.
Yeah.
Was it
I think
5
also
or 4?
helped.
Because
I think it
was like...
I think 5 probably because of the Mount Everest of DLC that there is in that game.
Fighter 6.
That is true. That is true.
I'm sure this is Google. Let's look.
And also, it goes on sale.
Street Fighter 4 across all of its versions sold more than Street Fighter 5.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Street Fighter 4 has had a lot of versions. It had the original, it had Super, it had
AE.
Super, AE 2012, and then finally Ultra. And I think that sold across all of its versions, sold like 10 million.
Yes.
Street Fighter 5. Oh wow, I gotta go down this much? No, I can't.
Well, you guys, I gotta bounce because there's a package at the door, and I gotta go grab all this stuff.
Okay, we'll probably wrap up soon anyway.
Yeah,
but that's fine. But I just wanted to say, peace out. Have a good rest of the show. Good evening.
Yeesh.
Also, when you end the stream, it should automatically end it, Zeph. So you should be good.
Okay.
Yeah. Perfecto. All right. Bye, everybody.
See ya.
Take care, bro.
Can we kick Fidel off the show, Roger?
It's too late. He's gone.
Why did I think 5 was one of the best selling ones?
I mean, 5 still did very well, and it had its it really kind of came into its own later on. But 4 created an entire generation of players, and it completely it shifted the landscape for the series and fighting games in general. '09ers are...
Oh, I know why I was thinking. It's because... I think it's because Street Fighter 6 broke 5 million, and my brain was like, Street Fighter 5! It beat Street Fighter 5 sale. I don't know. I was just completely confused on that. Never mind.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. Well, we can cap the episode off here.
Yep.
We'll be live tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Japan time's tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know. That's literally it. So just be around tomorrow for Donkey Kong talk and whatever else. I don't know. I guess Pokemon. Yeah, true. Pokemon is happening. Yeah.
I'm assuming a bunch of us are also recording reactions to that when it happens as well.
Yeah, it will be. Do you guys want to be in call?
Yeah, I'll join you.
Yeah, I'll join here. If you don't have to, if you don't want to, don't worry. Yeah, I'll react and call. Okay,
cool.
I'm gonna end stream. Thanks everyone for coming out, and we'll see you tomorrow.